Maui, Hawaii, a very big tourist destination. In this tropical environment, you will find sea turtles, tiger sharks, axis and mule deer, mongoose, and the North Pacific humpback whale. Today, we will study the North Pacific humpback whale. In January, cameraman Alexander Peterson traveled to the island to see these great creatures. He set off early in the morning to see these creatures at the best time. The boat soon took off and the journey out into the bay began. The boat passed by a green sea turtle on the way out. Here in Hawaii, 30 years ago, there were very few sea turtles at all. But after some recent conservation laws were passed over the last 20 years, sea turtle populations have hugely risen to where they are now a common sighting in some areas, especially in these harbors. We can see this for humpback whales too. 50 years ago, there were only about 900 to 1700 humpback whales left in the world due to overhunting by whalers and other fishermen. Thankfully, the U.S. Congress passed the Marine Mammal Protection Act in 1972, banning all hunting of marine mammals regardless of the species' population status. This boosted the humpback whale population from 900 to 1,700 individuals in 1972 to almost 26,000 individuals as of 2022, 50 years later. After 20 minutes, the boat finally reached around the center of the Auaha Channel. The Auaha Channel travels in between the Hawaiian islands of Maui, Molokai, and Lanai. This channel is one of the biggest breeding grounds for humpback whales in the entire Hawaiian region due to its shallow waters and lack of sharks and other threats to baby humpbacks, known as calves. After the boat reached the middle of the channel, it was not long until they saw their first whales. It was a mother and a calf. The camera was ducked under the water for a closer view. As we replay the video, notice the calf right here in the front of the camera, and it is much harder to see, but the mother is in the background. Capturing this clip was very special because the calf was very small. She looked to be only a few weeks to a month old. After this incredible sighting, the mother and calf moved on and the boat moved further down the channel. The North Pacific humpback whale does not spend its whole life in Hawaii or any other warm regions of the Pacific Ocean. The whales come here for a season to breed and enjoy the warm, shallow, and safe waters Hawaii and other warm regions provide. The biggest reason why whales do not stay here for very long is because there is hardly any food sources, so the whales do not eat for months. After calves are born and whales mate, they travel on a great migration that takes several months up north to the Bay of Alaska and the Bering Sea. Here, the whales eat up to 3,000 pounds of krill and shrimp a day. Most whales spend the winter in places like Hawaii, but do not eat at all, so they must return to the north after a few weeks to a few months. Now, the boat is approaching a large male humpback, known as an escort. The boat was now getting very close to the escort, who looked to be following a female and a calf. The camera was ducked down underwater to see him. was massive. As we look at the clip, we can see that he was coming up to the surface for air. The average adult humpback can hold its breath for 7 to 15 minutes, while some have been known to hold their breath for a very impressive 45 minutes. Calves need to breathe every 3 to 5 minutes, so seeing a mother and a calf in these regions is much more common. The escort dived down into the unknown, and he was gone. After this encounter, the boat had been out at sea for almost 2 hours, and it was now time to head back to the harbor, passing by the sea turtle seen at the beginning of the adventure. Thank you so much to Captain Steve's whale spotting tours for helping us film this video. Capturing these clips was incredible to do and was one of my favorite videos to film. These whales we saw today may live up to 40 to 100 years of age, so they will be around for a very long time. Thank you so much for watching Dinosaur Wild, and we will see you on the next wild adventure.